All right, so have you heard about this? This Kim Porter memoir. It's like something ripped straight from the headlines.
Oh, yeah. Kim's lost words, right? It's gotten everyone talking.
It's wild. We're talking about some serious allegations against Diddy. And to be fair, it's coming out at a time when he's already dealing with a lot legally.
You can't deny the timing is, well, let's just say interesting.
Right. It's like, is this a bombshell tell-all or, something else entirely? And the family's pushing back hard, saying none of it's true.
Which is understandable, right? I mean, if this were my family.
Absolutely. So that's what we're diving into today. What's in this book? What's the family saying? And what does it all mean? We've got news reports, official statements, even how Amazon's reacting. So,
Let's get into it, Ben.
okay, so the book itself, it's rough. I mean, it doesn't hold back at all on the accusations about Diddy.
Yeah, what stood out to me was how quickly it hit the bestseller list on Amazon.
People love a scandal.
Sadly, it's true, but it makes you wonder what's true and what isn't.
Right, because at the same time, you've got Kim's family saying, this is all lies. She would never want this out there.
And, you can feel the emotion in their words. It's clearly a very painful situation for them.
Absolutely. It goes beyond just a news story. It's their lives.
Exactly.
So what really got me was when I read about the cease and desist letter. I'll be sure taking it that far.
Yeah, that was something. Not just words. He went straight for legal action,
And against the author on Amazon.
which is a big statement. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
They're basically saying this book is so damaging, so untrue, it needs to be stopped.
Exactly.
That's not something you do lightly.
Okay, so we've got these heavy accusations, the family's denial, but then the book goes even further.
Oh, yeah, the stuff about the affair. With another huge name in R&B.
Like straight out of a gossip magazine. And that's the thing, right? It's easy to get caught up in the drama of it all.
But this is someone's life. Kim's life.
And she's not here to speak for herself.
No.
And that's kind of where things get really sticky, don't they? You've got this book making waves, people are talking, but then...
But then you have to ask, what happens next? Because even if every copy disappears tomorrow, the story's out there now.
Exactly. And everyone's got an opinion. But it's Kim's story to tell or not tell.
And that's the ethical tightrope walk with any kind of posthumous work, isn't it? Whose story is it to share?
Right, like, on the one hand, maybe she did want this out there, but just never got the chance.
Exactly. But what if she didn't? What if this is painting a picture she'd never want the world to see?
And without her here, there's no way to know for sure.
And that's the heart of it, right? We're left grappling with this potential for both harm and truth-telling at the same time.
It's tough because it's easy to get caught up in the he said, she said, especially with someone as high profile as Diddy.
It's almost like our brains are wired for that kind of drama.
They totally are. But then you step back and think, this is about Kim. Her life, her relationships.
And her kids.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what they're going through with all of this playing out so publicly.
Yeah, it's got to be incredibly difficult for them. So where do we even go from here? How do we, as people consuming this information, how do we sort through it all?
It's tough. There's no easy answer. But I think awareness is a good place to start. Just being aware that we're bombarded with information constantly.
And not all of it's accurate.
Exactly. So we can't just take everything at face value. We've got to be more discerning about what we believe, what we share.
So being more critical, more questioning.
Yes. Ask yourself, who's saying this? Why are they saying it? And does it feel right?
Because sometimes the truth is way less exciting than the headline,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Sometimes the quietest stories are the most important ones.
It's like we talk about being careful what we consume, but information's like junk food, sometimes too easy to gobble down without thinking.
And it's everywhere you look.
Mm.
But in this case, with Kim, it's not just some random story. It has real weight to it.
Because it's about her. But she doesn't get to say her piece, right? It's like we're left trying to piece together this puzzle, but some pieces are missing.
And we might never find them. We have the book, we have the family's account.
Yeah.
But which one is closer to the real Kim Porter?
And does it even matter at this point? Like, I keep coming back to that. Even if we figure out who's right, it doesn't change what's out there.
That's the power of these narratives, right? Once they take hold, they kind of take on a life of their own.
Exactly. So we've been talking about how we consume this stuff, but there's got to be, like, a bigger responsibility, too, not just reading this as entertainment.
Absolutely. It's about being mindful, knowing that behind every headline, every book, there are actual people.
With families, feelings. It's not just a story at that point, it's their reality.
Right.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is what we need to remember, especially in this age of instant everything.
So before we wrap up, is there like one thing you really hope listeners take away from all this?
It's simple, but be careful with the stories you tell yourself about others, especially when they can't speak for themselves.
Because that's what we're doing here, right? Filling in the blanks.
Yeah, and those blanks, they matter.
That's a good place to leave it. It's a lot to think about. But for anyone listening, that's the heart of this whole deep dive. Kim Porter, this memoir, it's all
It's
complicated.
like real life, right?
Exactly. So thanks for joining us. And until next time, keep asking the questions, keep being curious, and we'll see you on the next deep dive.